Hey everyone, so it is a Sunday afternoon. That's when I like to do my lesson planning, and I thought I would take you along for the ride again. Today I need to do a kindergarten lesson plan, and I know that I want to cover steady beat, preparing steady beat, and I know that I want to work on 4 voices. So here is my kindergarten lesson number 3. The dates for this kindergarten lesson are September 24th, 2018, that's on Monday. This is lesson number 3. My objectives are to prepare steady beat, and I know that I want to practice 4 voices. Like I said last week, I know that these aren't legitimate lesson objectives, but this is where I like to start, and then I can go back in and fill them out in a more detailed way later. So I like to skip this whole first page, even though it's beautiful. Warm-up is how I'll begin. I always begin with the warm-up, and it's the same routine every class. So students enter, keeping a steady beat. Then we will echo tonal patterns. We'll sing greetings, and then echo clap. And this class starts at, let me think, 11:25. My kindergarten classes are 45 minutes long, which is very long for kindergarten at the beginning of the year, and I'm on a 6-day rotation. Echo clap, and then we're going to go into All Around the Buttercup. This is the 3rd time students have heard this song, so I will let a new student be the leader. Um, 3 student leaders is plenty. And then after we get done singing, I can say, oh my goodness, do you hear that? Something else is going around this buttercup. Do you hear it? And I'll go bzzz, bzzz, and I'll like, let's sing it again and see if we hear it after we're done singing. So I hear something. And then now I have a choice if I'm going to go to Bernie Bee or Bee Bee Bumblebee. I'm going to do Bee Bee Bumblebee. And you know what? Sing again, and then sing again to your spots. Quick little aside, my school is under construction, which means I am on a cart for the beginning of the year. And when I say sing to your spots, that will be different. If you're a cart teacher, you know this. Every classroom layout is different. So I just want students to move to the middle of the room. And then Bee Bee Bumblebee, speak. What did my bee sting? A man, a pig, and a man. Students are going to copy my motions as I copy. So since students don't know the term beat yet, I'm just going to say, will you copy my motions? And we'll do it seated, keeping a steady beat on our lap. And we do that as they listen for the questions. I'm going to ask them about my rhyme. If you don't know this rhyme, Bee, bee, bumblebee, stung a man upon his knee, stung a pig upon his snout. I declare that you are out. And it's a really fun ball passing game to the steady beat. When it says out, whoever has the ball on that word is out. And for me, I like them to go to the orchestra, where they keep a steady beat on a tubano or with a pair of rhythm sticks or jingle bells or what have you. But that's a fun game for another time. Today, this is the first time that they've heard this rhyme. And so I just want them to start internalizing the text of the rhyme and the rhythm of the rhyme, and I want them to, obviously, since that's my objective today, I want them to copy my steady beat. And you know what, as I think this is a good pre-assessment, because on my concept plan for steady beat, a really easy pre-assessment is just to have students copy. So we'll do that today. This will be at 11:30. Teacher speaks. And then I'll just get to class a minute or so early and set up a tripod, and we have school iPads for teachers. And I'll just set that up in the corner. I don't tell students that I'm assessing them, but I can go back and watch who is able to keep that steady beat with me. And then we will also, so students are watching and keeping a steady beat, and then I can have them, students, point with me to B icons, 4 B icons. And then I say that B had a very special day because we're going to go to Bernie B. Now Bernie B, fun fact, is not about a bumblebee. That song, Bernie B, tell me when your wedding be. Bernie B is about a ladybug. It's an old English term, apparently. But students don't mind, and I don't mind either. We'll just say it's 11:35. So for this game, students move in open space. We're practicing open space in kindergarten. That is an amazing skill to teach, and you want to teach it right away. We need students to know how to move around the room without bumping into each other. And so I say, when you move, you're always looking for open space. Students move in open space by the time I song, they need to be standing behind their desks. In my classroom, they need to move around in open space, and by the time I'm done with my song, they are standing, my sign for stand, on their spot. But for today, since I'm on a cart, they are going behind their desks. And we'll do that a couple times. Oh, that bee is buzzing away. That bee buzzed away, and we chased it all over, up and down and around. That's a fun vocal. That bee buzzed away. That's good. So the bee buzzes away, and it's moving up and down and all around. And so I'll say, there it goes. And the kids will echo. So that'll be like a vocal exploration. So as we chase the bee and follow it as it moves up and down and all around, the bee buzzes over to Reo Sole. This is, I believe, a John Feyerabend thing, but the idea is it's a magical, imaginary place where they only understand the singing voice. They don't understand a speaking voice. So in Reo Sole, I ask a question of the students, and they can raise their hand and sing their answer to me. Today, since we have been on Bernie B, I'll go ahead and ask, what is your favorite, how do you spell it? F-A-V-O-R-I-T-E. Animal. Oh. Since I have my iPad set up, it'll be easy for me to take a singing assessment here. This is absolutely formative. So like I said, this is lesson number 3. This is not a summative assessment at all. This is a check-in to see where we are as a class, and then I can look at it as a bigger picture. Where are we as a grade level? And that helps me know what kind of activities and learning plans to put together in the future. For this assessment, I will not make everyone sing. I wait on students to raise their hand, and then I call on them. The reason is that in lesson number 3 of kindergarten music, I'm establishing the idea that this is a fun, safe space, and so I don't want to put a student on the spot if they feel that they're not ready. Now, I also get really interesting information for students who don't raise their hand. I'll tell you now, the vast majority of my students will raise their hand and want to share something. But there will likely be maybe 2, 3, 4 students who opt out today. And that will be interesting for me to just notice and write down that student opted out of solo singing on lesson number 3. So now we've been sitting and we need to move. Classic, we'll go to engine. Reo Sole, that'll take 5 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less. So we'll say 11:41. Engine. This will be good, so we'll walk in a train. We will pretend there is a baby on the train. How should we I'll say, oh my goodness, on this train, do you know what I see? I see a baby. So what should we do if there's a baby on the train? And they'll probably say, well, be quiet. And I'll say, yes, let's use a whisper voice. We'll pretend there is a birthday on the train, and every student has experienced singing happy birthday. So we're not going to sing happy birthday, but we will sing engine. What do we do at? So we're pretending there's a birthday on the train, and I can say I love singing happy birthday. Let's sing engine number 9. Pretend you're with your best friend. We'll use a talking voice. And then we're going to pretend that that friend is far away. Shouting voice. I wish that it were conceivable to have something like a baseball game on the train. I guess I can. I mean, it's my train, it's my classroom. Because we need to whisper if there's a sleeping baby. But if we're on the playground or we're at a basketball game or a baseball game, it's okay to use a yelling voice. But I don't know of any trains with playgrounds or with baseball stadiums. So that's where we'll leave it for engine number 9. And then we'll speak like normal. back to our spots. So we have been traveling for a long time, and now it's lunchtime. Ooh, I know. We'll do engine number 9, and we're so hungry that we need to make some soup. So we make some soup. Speak and oh man, this has all come together for me. So we're going to speak, and students are going to give ideas for the soup. And then sing Aiken Drum. Students give suggestions for foods. There was a man lived in the moon, and his name was Aiken Drum. But he lived in the moon. And do you know what is also close to the moon? Let's all say it together. You're right, it's stars. Next to the moon, I see stars. And we'll do Twinkle Twinkle. No, should we? I've done Twinkle Twinkle for the past 2 lessons. I have a new song for you. We'll do, oh yeah, we'll do Starlight, Starbright. For this, I will still bring my ukulele. And students can show the steady beat by following. They'll like pretend to strum with me. And I'll strum just a downbeat, steady beat. And then I'll have students line up. Typically in their classrooms, they'll be seated in rows, like in the center of the class. And so I can just say, if you're on a red square, line up. And they will line up in front of me and just use one thumb to really gently strum the ukulele, and then go sit down. So each student will have a turn strumming, and I'll keep singing as they strum. So students line, I hope that made sense. Students line up and strum while T sings. Okay, my battery is dying, so let's take a short break. Oh, and I'm out of tea, so we'll charge a laptop, get some tea, and finish up. Okay, I have more tea, my computer has some more battery, and I even had a piece of chocolate while I was waiting. So yeah, I guess you could say things are going pretty well. Finishing up. Yes, let's do this. Chop Chop and Aiken Drum will probably, I added one more little column I added one more last row because I felt like I was going to run out of room in my lesson template. 11:52. At this time of the year, you guys, kindergarten, these are young students. These are young students with very short attention spans. And so it is really unrealistic to think that I could do Chop Chop, Chippity Chop, and Aiken Drum for 10 minutes. I think 7 will be the max. And then after that, you know what we need to do? We need to walk and stop, because that will help us move in open space, but mostly we just got to get up. We got to move. We have got to move. There's a song, Just from the Kitchen. Do you guys know it? Just from the kitchen, shoo-la-loo, with a handful of biscuits, shoo-la-loo. Super fun and would help us move. And it has to do with food, so it would work nicely with those 2 that I have above, Chop Chop and Aiken Drum. But I've messed up that flow with Starlight, Starbright. But you know what? That's okay, because Just from the Kitchen is a new song. So that's a great one to put at the end anyway. Walk and stop, sing, and play. Oh, and that'll be great because fly and stop. Starlight, star bright. To get from starlight, star bright to walk and stop. What if I said that as I look up at the sky, I see a whole bunch of stars spread out? Can you spread out just like this picture of stars? Perfect. So let me add picture of night sky. Let's do a quick Google search. Starry night. Yeah. So instead of picture of the night sky, we'll do starry night. And then there's a lot of movement in that picture. So actually maybe instead, so we'll look at these stars and say that they're in open space. To move to open space like these stars. The movement that I see in this, and I am not an art person at all, y'all, so please suspend your judgment. But I see lots of, I see the word wind in this. I see the word float. I see the word maybe glide or slide. We'll sing and play, and I'll use words like glide, float, and then we'll just move back to the regular old walk and stop. Glide, float, twirl, walk, tiptoe, jump, and then we'll go to fly, fly and stop, fly to the middle. So I'll sing and ask questions like, what room did I come from? What am I carrying? What does Miss Mary do? I think the sheet music to all of these, maybe not Aiken Drum. Other than that, I think the sheet music to all of these are on my website. So if you go to wemakethemusic.org/free music library, you can search. What do you want to search for? Let's do just from the kitchen. So here's the sheet music, and then the song analysis, classroom use, stuff like that. So just in case you're curious. In case you're curious and I didn't explain this material well for this lesson. Okay, so I'll say, what room did I come from? What am I carrying? What does Miss Mary do? Miss Mary flies. So now T sings, students play a game. And that game, stand in a circle in the place of Miss Mary to sing the name of another student in the circle. That student improvises a movement as he or she travels to the opposite side of the circle. We can draw on words that we've just used from walk and stop. So walk way over yonder, glide way over yonder, tiptoe way over yonder. And I'm the one singing right now. In later lessons, a student soloist can call people's names to move across the circle, but since it's the first time, I will do that. And then to get them back into their regular class time, I'll sing, oh, kindergarten, shoo-la-loo, walk over to your desk, shoo-la-loo. Say 12 o'clock. My class is done at 12:10. Okay, I think we're good. So I have a pre-assessment on study beat, and I have a singing assessment. My materials that I need to bring for this lesson are a ukulele and and I need to bring B icons. Okay. And then under assessment, that's a beat pre-assessment. And then I also have a solo singing assessment. Video students in Reo Sole, again, formative, not summative. Great. So my objectives today, I want students to copy my steady beat motions. I said the student will, fine. Sing his or her favorite or ITE animal. Demonstrate 4 voices. Cool, I'll take it. So today we are definitely singing. We're not playing any instruments today. I'm going to say that we are reading because we're pointing to the B icons. So we're reading iconic notation. We are not writing anything. We are improvising movement. We're not composing. We are listening. We are not audiating. We're not doing form, part work, solos, yes. Movement, oh yes. Goodness. We are working on artistic techniques for sure. I think that I can say that we are interpreting intent and meaning. We are perceiving and analyzing Starry Night, but that's not a music thing. So in Engine, we are pretending that we're in different scenarios and we are choosing an appropriate voice for that. So I will say that we are interpreting intent and meaning. All right. Got a date, lesson number, have some objectives. I got my materials, easy materials today. That's a good thing for me. 2 assessments. Oh, so much data. Yes. I've got 11:25 to, we dismiss at 12:10, so that'll be fine. Right here. Here at the bottom, I just jot down like any observations that I have. Okay, I am all set. So that's it. That's my kindergarten lesson number 3. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, lots of fun for me. I would love to hear what you are teaching this week. You can leave me a comment down below, and I'll look forward to reading it. Thank you so much for watching, and happy teaching.